What? You can have a gold minigun now? That's freaking awesome! What is up, everybody? I'm ExxotikGaming, and today I am back with another Pixel Gun 3D video. And today's video is finally the brand new, much awaited 11.0.0 update review. If you look back at the past updates of Pixel Gun 3D, you can realize that it has been a very long time since a big milestone update has been released to Pixel Gun 3D. It's been over a year now since the big 10.0.0 update has been released, and we are due for another big update. So, a couple of days ago, ReallySoft realized this and they gave us the 11.0.0 update, arguably one of the biggest updates ever in Pixel Gun 3D, with tons of new features, like new maps, new weapons, new settings in the game, and new things right down to the core basics of Pixel Gun 3D. And it is a very cool update. So in today's video, we're gonna go get into an in-depth look of all of the new features of this update and see if it really is as good as what it seems. Now, before I get any farther into this video, I do want to apologize for my voice sounding absolutely terrible. I am sick and I am losing my voice, but I did want to get this video out as quickly as possible because I did want you guys to hear my personal opinion on this brand new update. So right off at the start here, we're going to go into the news tab and look at a very basic list of the new features in this update. It says it is a time for big changes, and that is exactly right because there are very big changes in this update. There is a new game mode called Duel, where you can basically fight with the top players in 3 new maps, not just 1, but 3: Ghost Town, Night Pool, and Space Arena. Night Pool looks pretty interesting. I'm definitely going to have to try that out when I do unlock Duel. There are new weapons, as you guys can see right here. There is a brand new Armory League section where now when you go click the shop menu, there is an entirely new section called Leagues, and that has a lot of really cool features, which we're going to get more in depth in later on in this video. And then there is a huge list of improvements and enhancements, which is arguably one of the biggest lists of improvements and enhancements I've ever seen in an update to Pixel Gun 3D. So to start things off, right off at the very beginning here, in the settings, you can now change between the classic music and the standard, newer music of Pixel Gun 3D. Now, I remember, gosh, I don't even know how long ago it was. It was probably over a year and a half ago. ReallySoft changed the music that plays when you first open up the game. And it was really terrible because we all liked the old music better, and they finally brought it back. Here's what the old music, or here's actually what the new music sounds like first. The music that you all hear in the more recent updates to this game. See, it doesn't really get you into the mood of playing a match of Pixel Gun 3D. It doesn't really get you pumped up and wanting to kill the other players and get to the best of the best on the leaderboard. Now listen to the old one. Now that's it for that song, because that is a copyrighted song and I'm not going to play too much of it in this video, but if you compare the two songs, that is clearly the better song, the more pumped up song, and the song that you obviously want to play before you actually get into a match of Pixel Gun 3D. But that's just a minor change. There are a lot of much bigger changes. Going into the profile section here, they have now finally added achievements. The final little button there in the list there of the 4 new buttons. There's a multiplayer button, there's the adventure button, the leagues. It's been changed with the layouts, but they now have achievements. This is something I've wanted Pixel Gun to have in for a very long time. They never did add it in until right now, so at least they finally did add it in. I'm happy that they did that. Unfortunately, nothing that you did in the past updates carries on over to this update. Although there are a few that does carry on, most of them you have to earn back legitimately when playing in this update. So you have to win 10 more matches, you have to kill 25 more players, get 25 more headshots, which to be honest isn't really hard, but hey, maybe in the future they're going to add harder achievements so it goes from like 25 to 100 to maybe 1,000. I mean, hey, if you can get 1,000 headshots, then that is a worthy trophy to have. But there are a couple of ones that I have already, like the Rich Man, Unfortunately, I had to buy all the new weapons. It cost me $50 freaking to buy all these new weapons, and I got the amount of gems needed to get this trophy, so I guess it wasn't completely worthless. Now there is the Cupid one. You have to collect 50 Cupid wings. I have 314 because I'm not the luckiest person in the world when it comes to the lucky chest. And then we have the Armadillo, which has received maximum armor. There's other ones like shot 1 or 10,000 times and other numerous things, but those are the achievements that they have added in. Now, going into the shop menu, this is probably the biggest change. Actually, before we go into the shop menu, like I said, Lucky Chest, some of you may be a little bit confused as to why I said Lucky Chest. That is because they changed the name of the gift box and named it the Lucky Chest. So we're just going to go spin it one time, see if it's just as hard as it was before, and indeed it is. What I'm going to say right now is don't even waste your time on the Lucky Chest. It's not really worth it. You're not really going to be winning anything from that unless you spend an excessive amount of gems on that, so don't even waste your time. Now going over into the armory, that is where things really change. As you guys can see, there is an entirely new layout to the armory section of this update. And a lot of you guys might be a little worried. You guys might be like, oh my god, this is a lot worse. I like the old one better, but do not be worried because I truly believe this is a much better layout than what it was before. Before, if you wanted to equip a weapon in the middle of the match, say you had something like, I don't know, the Razor Thrower equipped, and you wanted to equip something like the Freeze Ray Rifle. Before, what you had to do is you went into the shop menu, and when you were at the Razor Thrower, you had to scroll left and left and left and left and left, and it took you a very long time before you get to the weapon that you actually wanted, the Freeze Ray Rifle. And now, as you guys can see, it is much more efficient, much more compact, and it's a lot quicker to scroll between the weapons because you can see up to 7, 8 at a time instead of just 1. So I think that's an improvement, but that is not it. There are a lot of new features that they have actually added into the armory. As you guys can see, with each of the sections, there are different colored boxes around all of the new weapons and old weapons, and these are not just for decoration. These are not just colors. These are a specific rating system, not by power of the weapons, but just by how commonly other players have these weapons. The ratings go by common, uncommon, epic, rare, legendary, and if I go over to the melee section, mythical. These are some pretty interesting ratings. I'm not entirely sure how Really Soft went off of this because there are certain weapons that I do think are probably a little bit more uncommon than what they are. Like this one is rated epic. I would personally rate this thing legendary or mythical because practically nobody has this. Same with the Mega Destroyer. Very few people have these weapons, but hey, it's Really Soft decision. Maybe there are still a lot of people that actually have this weapon. Maybe there are still people that have these weapons on their Pixel Gun 3D app and just don't play the game anymore. But that is still not it. There are new weapons in this update, like I said before. In the primary section, there is the Pencil Thrower, and there is the Bee Swarm spell. And I do want to say this, if you do want to see a full screen view of the stats of these weapons, you just double tap it, and you will get a full screen view of the stats, and it's a little less cluttered, and you can focus more on the weapon if you do that. So you can more easily determine which weapon you want to use. This is the Bee Swarm spell, which is kind of like a homing missile, kind of similar to the Smart Bullet Bazooka. And for the backup section, there are 2 new weapons. As you guys can see, there's the minigun pistol, which kind of looks like a cross between the dual revolvers and the automatic Peacemaker. And there is also a very powerful looking weapon, the dual laser blasters. These ones look absolutely awesome, and I am super excited to review that in the near future. There's one new melee weapon called the Ruler Sword, as you guys can see, which looks interesting to say the least. There are 3 new special weapons, the first one being the Heavy Shocker, which, to be honest, looks kind of similar to the Barrier Rifle. I don't know about you guys, but having the force field around both of these weapons just makes them seem pretty similar. And there's also the Bad Doctor, which is probably the most anticipated weapon out of all of them. And lastly, the Toxic Bane, which looks like a very powerful weapon as well. There's nothing new in the sniper section, and then in the premium section, there's one new weapon called the Charge Cannon, as you guys can see right here, which also looks like a pretty powerful weapon. Now, before I get any farther into this video, make sure to leave a like if you guys want me to review all of these weapons, and make sure to comment down below which weapon you would like to see me review first. Because whatever weapon gets the most amount of comments in the comment section to this video will be the weapon that I review next. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet already, so you guys can be updated when I do these weapon reviews. But that is still not it for the armory section. They have done so much in this update. They have added more skins. I'm not entirely sure which skins they added in, because I'm not really too fond of the skins. Well, not really too fond, but I just don't really care too much about the skins in all honesty. Skins really aren't that important to me. It's more about the actual gameplay. But this is probably one of the coolest things in this update. You can now have special things given to you when you reach a certain league. Unfortunately, I'm only Wooden League because I do truthfully lose a lot of the matches that I go into. If I try to get up into the higher ones, which I will do, I'll show you guys some of the other things that you can get into. But if you are in Wooden League, you can have a special Wooden League champion skin. And you can also have a special Bandit Bandage hat. And depending on which league you get, you can get better and better hats, better and better skins, and the coolest thing, better and better gun skins. Yes, you can finally get custom gold skins for certain weapons depending on your league. As you guys can see here, I currently have the Steam Power, or not the Steam Power, the Steam Revolver, and the Automatic Peacemaker ones unlocked. So I'm going to go really quickly into a campaign, or actually an arena match, and I'll show you guys the comparison between the old version of the weapons and the new ones. So I'm going to really quickly equip my Automatic Peacemaker right here, and my Steam Revolver. So as you guys can see, this is the old Automatic Peacemaker, and hey, I've always been a fan of this weapon, so this one still looks absolutely awesome in its old version. And this is the Steam Revolver, just a solid, good pistol with a nice scope, and just a really good weapon in general. But now, when you go into the shop menu, when you click League, and you click Equip to both of these things, you can now have a gold version of these weapons. And I gotta say, they look absolutely awesome. And I assume the higher you get in the leagues, the better the skins are going to look for the weapons. So when you finally get something like the anti-hero rifle in gold version, or the toy bomber in gold version, it's going to be absolutely awesome. But look at this. Look at how cool the Automatic Peacemaker looks like with a gold skin. If you can get this thing with this light shining on it, it just looks absolutely awesome. I don't know, I've always been someone to always love gold skins on weapons. I remember back when I was about, I'd say 10, 12 years old, I would play Call of Duty, and I would always choose the gold skin on whatever weapon I used. Even though it was probably a disadvantage and people could really easily see me, I still loved the gold skin, and that's kind of just how I was. So, there are other features with some of these weapons that was in several of the other updates to Pixel Gun 3D. They now added different crosshairs to these weapons when you don't actually aim. So this is what the crosshair of the Automatic Peacemaker looks like. If I go equip something like the Marksman, that's what the Marksman's crosshair looks like. If I equip this one, this is what the Bee Swarm's crosshair looks like. The dual shotguns have this type of crosshair, and even the Alien Rifle has this type of crosshair. So they all have very different types of crosshairs, and it's really, really cool. So that's pretty much it for the actual weapons and the differences with the weapons, but there is another thing that I do want to show you guys regarding the golden skins. I'll show you guys exactly what you can get depending on which league you are. If you go into your profile and you look here, it'll actually tell you down below in the bottom right which you can get in each league. So this is what you can get in the Wooden League, the things that I showed you already. For the weapons, I don't know what those items are, but you can get the Prototype and the Acid Cannon in gold form for the Steel League. For the Golden League, you can get the Toy Bomber and the Anti-Hero Rifle. For the Crystal League, you can get the Loud Piggy and the Dragon Breath. For the Ruby League, you can get the Shotgun Pistol and the Ghost Lantern. And lastly, for the Adamant League, the Ultimate League, you can get the Storm Hammer and the Secret Forces Rifle. And I gotta tell you, the Storm Hammer actually looks really, really cool in gold form. Now, if you go into the battle now, just like in the armory section, everything has been kind of redesigned in this section. You can click random and they have a cool little dice, kind of just random. I mean, that signifies random, so I guess that works. But for the size, instead of showing actual extra large map in words, they put XL, and they make it look a little bit more efficient. It's a lot easier to choose between the matches because even more so with the matches than before what I said with the weapons, it took forever to scroll between each of the matches that you went through. And to be honest, I think this looks a lot better. It's a lot easier to scroll between the matches that you want to get into, and it overall looks a lot better. Now, as you guys can see down below at the very bottom left, there is a dual map, and unfortunately I do not have enough league points to actually unlock that yet, but I will do that very soon, and I will be doing videos on that. So as you guys remember, I said before, those 3 new maps were Ghost Town, Night Pool, and Space Arena in the duel, and that's pretty cool. Going also into campaign, there are new redesigned campaign bosses. I'm not going to actually go play an entire campaign level just to show you guys that, but I will be doing a new campaign episode very soon, so you guys will be able to see what those new bosses look like. And that is honestly pretty much it. There's one other thing. The Slender Forest match has been changed a bit, so I'm going to create a custom match in Slender Forest and really see if it has changed that much. So let's go create one really quickly on Slender Forest, and as you guys can see, it is a such more efficient way of creating a match. It's a lot better, and I personally think ReallySoft did a great job in redesigning it so it was a lot easier. Honestly, it looks a lot more like Pixel Gun World. I don't know, I think Pixel Gun World was the more ultimate version of Pixel Gun 3D. Pixel Gun 3D was the older version, and Pixel Gun World was the newer one that they could actually take the time to create and perfect, and I think they're kind of trying to mimic this off of Pixel Gun World. So that's pretty cool. Slender Forest doesn't really look that much different, so hey, it is what it is. This is what the charge cannon looks like, so that's pretty cool, but I'm not going to really show you guys the weapons too much, just because I'm going to be reviewing them in the near future. So, like I said before, make sure to leave a like if you guys want me to review those weapons in this newest update, and make sure to comment down below which one you want to see me reviewed. So for right now, I'm just going to go into a random match. I don't really know, maybe something like Silent School, just as I'm saying the outro to this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, then make sure to leave a like, and make sure to comment anything, any of your feedback. Tell me what you guys thought about this update. Now, I haven't really used the weapons too much, but I personally think it's a great update. It's definitely one of the better optimizing updates. It's really gotten people to have a much better experience in terms of the way that they choose their maps and stuff like that. It's overall a pretty decent update. I'm pretty happy with it. It's much better than a lot of the other ones. I remember a long time ago, the 8.0.0 updates. I was actually going through that video just recently, and I realized how bad that update actually was. So comparing that one to this one, I'm really happy with this update, and hopefully you guys are too. So make sure to go check out my other Pixel Gun 3D videos if you have not done so already. Make sure to go check out my weapon reviews, my weapon comparisons, my random weapon gameplays where I basically choose a specific theme and play with all of the weapons that fit that theme. My colored weapon gameplay, which is kind of similar to that. I choose a specific color and do gameplay with the weapons that are that color. So if I was to do like green weapon gameplay or army weapon gameplay or something like that, army green weapon gameplay, I'd use the tactical bow. Or if I was using like orange weapon gameplay, I'd use the razor thrower or something like that. And yeah. Also, make sure to go check out my special videos that I uploaded recently to my channel. I did a I was about to say random. I was doing a special removed weapon glitch video that I just recently posted that a lot of you guys really seem to enjoy, and I also did a video where I told you guys what the best 2 weapons in Pixel Gun 3D was. So make sure to go check the description for those 2 videos, and make sure to go check out the video that I uploaded right before this one. Again, I apologize for my voice sounding like this. Hopefully soon it will be better, and for that being said, that's pretty much it. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe like I said before. And let's go get one last kill with the Steam Revolver. Our gold Steam Revolver. There we go. And we finished at the exact last second. So, I'm happy with that. So, thank you guys for watching. And I will see you all in the next episode.